Welcome back. Well, it's been raining quite a lot lately in Auckland, as you may or may not know. We've had quite a monsoon season really for summer, but this video was filmed a couple of weeks ago when the sun was shining and the roads were open throughout the Auckland region and also up in Northland, both of which have been hit pretty hard of late, but let's not think about that. Let's just move ahead. So we're coming along for a ride today. There's around 22 riders from the HOG Auckland Chapter, and we're heading up north, one of our monthly chapter rides, so it's a little bit of a longer ride. Starting off fairly early, I think it's about 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning from Silverdale on the North Shore, and we're heading up to Parua Bay on Whangarei Heads. And like all of our rides, we're not going to be going there on a direct route. We're going to be twisting and turning around the place to find some interesting places that we can ride through and have a look at. Now, first of all, we're heading towards State Highway 16, heading down Pine Valley Road. We're going to head up to a place called White Hills Road, which comes off the end of this, and that's a really nice little ride. It's got a bit of everything in it, at least it used to. Haven't been up there since the rains, but I presume or hope that it's still in good shape. And this will eventually take us down towards Waitoki, and from there we'll get onto the main highway, the State Highway 16, to take us through up to Wellsford, where we will have a regroup up there. Just make sure that we're all still together. Like I said, I'm the tail end Charlie, so my job is to make sure that we don't leave any riders behind, that if anybody does have to pull over for any reason, I'll stop to help them out, and then report back to the road captain at the top to let them know, yeah, hey, we're still all here. And that's exactly what's happening here as we've come to Wellsford on this ride. Now from here we will be having a little break after this. This was just a regroup. We didn't have to wait too long here for the tail end of everybody to come along, and our next particular stop is just a little bit further north up the road, Kaiwaka. There's a place called La Nonna's that we do like to stop at. They make a pretty mean European style cream donut, and they've also got a full cabinet of pies, sausage rolls, all the usual suspects, as well as coffee and coke. So we'll have a little break here, all of us. We're joined by a couple of riders who've come down from up north to ride with us, and then we'll carry on our way. Now we're going to go via Dargaville, so we haven't had any fuel stops just yet, but as we clear out from here after we've had a bit of breakfast / morning tea, we'll be heading down, I think it's State Highway 12, heading through towards Dargaville, where we'll stop at a couple of service stations there to fuel up. So that takes a moment or two, as you'd expect, because there's quite a few bikes, but there are two stations in pretty close proximity to each other. So once everybody's put a splash in the tank, this will hopefully be the only stop that we'd need to carry on all the way up to Whangarei Heads and return, and then the next time we need to put any fuel in the bikes would be back in Auckland just before you get home. So yeah, round trip, I think we're talking about for me, it was 440k, but I do live on the North Shore. Those people that live in the south of Auckland would be travelling a little bit more for this particular day ride. But it's all good fun. Bikes are for riding, right? And especially when the days like this, what's not to enjoy? As we're leaving Dargaville, we cut through across a pretty interesting road and cut through Whangarei, and then eventually head along this place called Whareora Road, which leads on to Mount Tiger Road. Now I've be on this road for a little while. I've seen some other riders, Up North Rider is one of the ones who sings the praises of Mount Tiger Road, so it was good to get on this road at last, especially now because who knows how it looks after the rains. But anyway, it's good fun. It's a real windy road, so pretty happy that our road captain took us through this one. It leads on to another road. Eventually, I'm not quite sure where the changeover happens, but Mount Tiger Road does turn into Whareora Road, and that will lead us down towards Whangarei Heads Road, just up from the Parua Bay Tavern, which was our ultimate destination of the day. But this was a really interesting ride. I enjoyed this. Now this road will eventually lead us out onto Whangarei Heads Road, and a short distance from there is the Parua Bay Tavern, which was our ultimate destination this day. We're going to stop there for some lunch and before all heading off in our own separate ways afterwards. Well, a few of us will be riding in groups, be a few groups here, a few groups there, making our own way back in our own route, whichever way you want to go. We ended up heading straight back down State Highway 1 across the Brynderwins, all of which these things are no longer possible to do, at least for the next few days, while the roads are assessed and reopened, re-evaluated after all the slips with the various torrential rains that have been devastating both Auckland and Northland over the last few days. Anyway, that's in the future. And back to this video, I'll just let it wind down while we park the bikes wherever we can nearby to the Parua Bay Tavern. So whatever you're doing, ride safe out there, take care, have fun. Catch you in the next one.